Hello and welcome to today's pandemic update video for Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Starting off this video, we're going to talk about the CH1.1 variant. Remember, I've been bringing this up in past videos? Well, there was actually something released today stating whether or not it could become the next dominant variant in the US. First off, I've been saying that the variant originated in Europe. I want to correct myself. That's actually incorrect. Though it is very well prevalent in Europe, we're finding out that it actually originated in Southeast Asia. Anywho, it is here in the United States. It is here in small numbers. And it is slowly increasing primarily in the Northeast, which would make sense. The Northeast is usually the first region to see a new variant that comes from another country because of the travel to and from New York State and the New York City metro area. It's still in its early stages, but some experts do think it could potentially be our next wave. And I think the wild card is this going to be the variant that drives our spring wave? We know there's going to be a spring wave. There's been a spring wave every year with COVID. And we just have to wait and see. It's too early to tell. Alright, moving on to the CDC transmission map. Taking a look at today's CDC transmission map. The high levels of transmission is 61.11%. Substantial transmission is 19.55%. Moderate is 14.03%. And low is 5.31%. The areas with the most high transmission is in the Southeast, U.S., Northeast, Puerto Rico, and Alaska. The western U.S., the central through western U.S. is high, substantial, moderate, and low. It's a mixture of everything. With even the northeastern states is starting to shift more towards substantial transmission. Hopefully that can continue. Now taking a look at the latest top variants that are circulating in the U.S. And a reminder, we are going to do a variant proportion update video today. I may try and link that to where some of the Walgreens positivity rates are rising to see, or try and give us an idea if places that are now just becoming XBB dominant are starting to see a new wave. Alrighty, XBB.1.5 is still 66.4%, BQ.1.1 is 19.9%, BQ.1 is 7.3%, XBB is 2.3%, CH1.1 is 1.6%, and BN.1 is 1.1%. Take a look at the Walgreens COVID positivity tracker, and you see here the national positivity is dropping, which is a good thing. It's down to 32.4%. The prior week was 33.6%. That's down by 1.2%. Start off with Maine like we always do. 29.8% positivity in Maine. And moving on to New Hampshire. 41.4%. That is up 5.5% over the previous week. Connecticut positivity continues to rise, and this is getting interesting. It's really starting to take off here. 33.8% this week, 27.7% last week. That's a difference of 6.1%. Taking a look at Mississippi, 36.9% positivity. That's a difference of 15.9%. That is a sharp increase. And finally, we'll end on Arkansas. 31.3% positivity right there. Decrease in testing. 32 tests this week, 84 last week. Last week's positivity was 22.6%. That is a difference of 8.6%. Moving on to New York State. New York State today reports 2,700 new cases. That's about 1,000 more than yesterday. 5.4% positivity rate today. Yesterday was a 5.3% positivity rate. New York State hospitalizations. This is where things get rather interesting. Hospitalizations did drop again today, 2,326. However, the ICU number is up to 281. That's the third day in a row that the ICUs have risen in New York State. And we're also noticing something interesting here. Look what was happening back in the beginning of January. There was a rapid drop in hospitalizations. And at the moment, yes, it is still dropping. But the drop appears to be slowing ever so slightly. We'll have to see what happens with the next few days' worth of updates. It would fit the picture if it does slow, because every wave since the winter wave of 2022 has had a drop, and then it levels off, and then it rises, then it drops, then it levels off higher than a previous, and so on. So is that going to happen again? It's possible it may happen. And if I was to draw a line here, you can see the baseline for each start of each new wave is becoming higher and higher. And at the moment, we are still higher than the drop from back in early fall. However, we are not higher than the drop that there was just before Thanksgiving. It actually is lower than that. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Taking a look at deaths. Yesterday, 223 deaths were added. On the same day of the previous week, 442 deaths were added. So deaths are down yesterday on a week-over-week perspective. Taking a look here at some international data. So far today, Japan has updated with 41,584 new cases. Another 200 deaths were added in Japan. Russia reported 10,389 new cases today. Taiwan reported 24,240 cases, although they are coming near the peak of their wave. And here's why I say that. Let's change this to show weekly trends, okay? Weekly trend shows Taiwan's now only up 1%. So they're finally starting to slow off after they saw a massive wave. And unfortunately, what's going to follow this is going to be a big wave of deaths. As you know, the process goes, person tests positive, their case gets counted, sometimes they get hospitalized, sometimes they go to the ICU, and then the final factor would be deaths, which always rise last. They're the final lagging indicator. Take a look at a couple other countries. Russia is actually rising. They're up 34%. Austria is up 30%. Take a look at this. Switzerland is up 2,500%. Wow, what is going on in Switzerland? Check this out. Cases in the preceding 7 days, 855. Cases in the last 7 days, 22,277. That is a sharp increase, and that's actually something we're going to investigate. Check my Twitter account. I will probably post something if I can find something as to why they might potentially be rising, because again, that is a humongous increase. Alrighty, that's all we have for today. I'd like to thank you for watching this pandemic update video. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. That way you can be informed with a little notification bell at the top of right-hand corner of your YouTube homepage of when I do another update. Until next time, stay safe, everyone.